Hello. I decided that I'm going to go on a little bike ride around the grounds in honour of the fact that it is day 120 today. And I've pumped up the tyres up to 40 pounds per square inch, which I think should be okay. Let's get going. Oh, this is quite steep. Oh, that's a bit of a steep hill, got out of the way. And I was a bit worried because when I was just coming up there, I thought I could hear some kind of crunching noise from the back tyre as if there's something going wrong. And then I realised it's because I had this muesli bar in my back pocket and that was making a crunching noise as I pedalled. Down the hill bit first. I don't even have to pedal. Might just be able to see there's a bee on this flower, but sadly this flower is ragwort, and really this kind of plant, well, this particular plant shouldn't really be in grazing fields at all. It needs to be pulled up and burnt, or at least disposed of in plastic bags, and then wash your hands afterwards as well. Luckily there's no animals in this field, but if there were, you definitely wouldn't want ragwort. Oh, that was quite a steep bit of uphill. Actually, it feels as if there's more uphill to go, but it is actually relatively flat from here now. Oh, just noticed next to that water trough there's more ragwort. It's really not good for any animals that are in here. This feels like the top of the hill, and there's a lovely view down the valley there, and actually it is nearly the top. There's just a little bit more uphill through those woods over there I've got to do. Well, this is virtually the highest point on my trip. I'm just going to go a little bit higher because over there somewhere is the greenhouse. So I'm just going to pop in the greenhouse and just see if anything needs watering. Well, here we are at the greenhouse, and here's the water butt that I fitted. See how much water we've got. There's some. It's actually come down a bit because I have used some of the water. Let's see. Oh yes, we planted this a couple of weeks ago. When did we plant it? 1st of July, so nearly 3 weeks ago. And that was Monge 2. And then this is lavender, which has done nothing. But it does say on the packet it might take 50 days to come up. Here we've got some beetroot, which is going to be follow-on beetroot because we've already started harvesting some. Then we've got thyme, and then we've got some carrots. And I think that was it. I can't remember if I've shown you around here, but there's an absolute treasure trove of pots and stuff. There was an old wheelbarrow over there. There's lots of planks. There's bits of pot and stuff. And there's about 1.5 tons of compost there as well. All for future use. So, time to have my muesli bar. And then I'm going to get back on the bike. And then it's all downhill from here, and I was thinking of videoing it, but if I do, then when I need to stop, I might fall over the handlebars because I haven't got a way of mounting the camera. So you'll just have to imagine me going down the hill. I thought I might as well come down past the bees just to kind of have a quick look, see how they're getting on. When I trimmed this the other day, I left this patch here because it's quite a nice little flower, bird's foot trefoil I think it is, because I thought it might be useful for the bees, but it only ever seems to be bumblebees that I see flying in and out of most of the flowers. And I might not have mentioned before, but just over here is the entrance to the top secret nuclear bunker that is about 3 or 4 stories underneath this hill. And we were actually due to, well, we were booked on a tour of this back in April, which obviously coronavirus paid to, and then that got rearranged to July, a couple of weeks time, and that's been rearranged as well now till October. So one day we might actually get to go down here, since I cycle past it, or I'm near the top of it pretty much every week. Seems a shame not to go down inside it. And you can see how steep the hill is here, and it's this steep all the way to the bottom, so I'll see you there. We're halfway down the hill above the AstroTurf, and I thought I'd come a slightly different way. There's quite a nice view across the town from here. So I'm going to head off into those woods and down the path through the woods. It is a bit bumpy. Well, I've made it home, and I'm just giving my little coot friends a bit of a feed. And I think this might be the last of my everyday videos. I've made 120 videos now since the schools closed back in the 20th of March, and I think 17 weeks, that's nearly 4 months. I think that's quite a good time to finish. I might make a few more, but they'll be not every day, more like maybe once a week now. Just thought I'd finish with a few stats. Just reading the news today, apparently there was, Boris Johnson was talking about the amount of PPE for being delivered for coronavirus, saying 30 billion items or something. And the BBC fact-checked it, and it wasn't as much as that, but still 1.4 billion gloves, that's individual gloves, have been delivered since, well, during the crisis anyway. And I just thought, how many gloves is that? And if you work it out, in the 120 days, that's been about 10.5 million seconds. And if you think how long it takes to make the gloves, to make 1.4 billion gloves, you have to be making about 135 gloves every second for every moment of the day for the entire crisis. That kind of puts it into perspective for me. That's a lot of gloves. Anyway, that's it from me. Bye bye.